Hey guys, what's going on? Mike the Caveman Q here again, Paleo from Long Island, MikeTheCaveman.com. And today's question is edible packaging the future of processed foods? And the answer is, hopefully. So, let's be clear, I want you eating real food more often than not. The more processed and packaged foods you eat, the worse off you're going to be in the long run. And we talk about that all the time. But the fact of the matter is, unless you're going to the farm itself, a lot of times, if we're talking about, let's say, steak, or like cheese, it's often going to come wrapped in plastic. Now, that is of course generally terrible for the environment. Fortunately, a lot of new technologies coming out that are using either seaweed, starch, gelatin, fruit pectin, and now there's a new one I just saw using casein protein. Now, let's be very clear on this though. Should you be eating that just because it's edible? No, absolutely not. Because they're all going to be highly processed in order to create that packaging. So just because it is edible doesn't mean you should actually eat it. But is it a better choice than the plastic that's currently available on the market? Absolutely, hands down. I'd much prefer something that's easily biodegradable that can break down. So should you be eating that packaging? No. Eat the real food that's inside of it. If it's not a real food on the inside of it, you shouldn't be eating it anyway. So don't eat the packaging. But edible packaging is still a great idea. Like we always say, nature has some incredible ideas, some incredible polymers that are similar to plastic, but aren't actually plastic. So using that biodegradable source is going to be better for the environment long term. The plastic we're using these days leaches chemicals, no good. Similar to how we use cellulose and gelatin to encapsulate vitamins or other supplements that are easily digestible in our gut, similar idea for that food. So if you're buying that steak and it's not, fresh from the farm, it's in the store, it's going to have less of an impact on the environment, less plastic that needs to either be recycled, or if it's unrecyclable, it's not able to do it, that's going to leach onto your food. So we've seen the same thing in the shipping industry. They've slowly switched away from styrofoam peanuts to cornstarch-based peanuts that are digestible, and you can put that right into water. Now, when I was working my old job as a children's science entertainer, a lot of times the instructors would go and actually eat the packaging peanuts as like a little parlor trick to show that, oh look, these things, you can actually eat them. It's eco-foam. But cornstarch, particularly since it's mostly GMO, not a great idea to do. So I never actually did that one. But I would take water and watch it dissolve right in your hand within seconds. So doing that for other packaging is going to be a great idea. Regarding bacterial exposure, if we're talking about the protein-based ones, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the right medium for it to proliferate too well. So odds are casein and other protein-derived sources aren't going to be viable for the bacteria getting on it. So that's not much of a concern. Still doesn't mean you should eat it. Now, in the initial phases, we're still probably going to need to use other types of plastic or other types of containers to house that as well, but it's going to cut back on the extra packaging. Because more often than not, you're paying for that packaging. And unfortunately, this kind of packaging probably will cost more to start, but long term, as the technology becomes more viable and more companies decide to jump in because they see it being the future, those prices will come down and that packaging will cost less. So, super short one today, but the biggest takeaways are, hopefully, yeah, this is the future. We need to get away from the industrial plastic model. We use that stuff for everything, and it just is a major problem. The plastic leaching onto our food is a known endocrine disruptor. It messes with your gut flora. It's just not good. So anything that is food-based is going to be better in the long term because it's going to be able to be broken down a lot easier. Should you be eating it? Definitely not. But particularly from a sustainability standpoint, definitely a better option. So hopefully that helped you out. You know what to do. Like and subscribe down below. Share it with your friends. Head over to Instagram and Twitter and follow me at Mike the Caveman. Over on Facebook at Paleo from Long Island. And of course over on MikeTheCaveman.com. That being said, have a wonderful rest of your day. Go eat some real food. And I'll see you tomorrow.